Thank you, Sean. Thank you for everyone at Icon Coaching.
Simon, congratulations, man. You know what that is?
That's winning.
It's winning, baby. I love it when you're winning. That's fantastic.
I got 2 under contract, so that's like 2.8 million in 2 weeks.
You've got to take control of your production to make sure that you're making more money, your bank account balance is rising, that your net worth is increasing, and that's what we want to see happen.
So that they can save the listing.
Which I'm really, really thankful for, Sean. Thank you.
See everyone coming on board. Welcome to Icon Coaching's webinar. Everybody's here. I'm live. You know, I can't tell that I'm live. That's the problem because I can only see me. I kind of wish I could see everybody on this. Can I, Day? Can we switch to that? Can I see everybody?
No, Rob.
Cannot. We can't switch that over.
Cannot.
No. Okay. All right, everybody. Over in the chat, if you will, please, before we get started with this kind of a business planning type thing for 2026, put over there where you're from. You know, what state are you from? Let me kind of, see that while I take a look and Day I can't share. San Antonio, California, Philly area. Go Birds, right? Florida, Land County, Oregon. Ooh, yes, go Birds. I guess you were disappointed this past week. I think I used to keep up a lot with NFL, but I kind of stopped. I think they got upset this week. I'm not for sure. Yeah, it was bad. I'm not for sure who beat them, but if somebody's on there. Durham, North Carolina, been there many times. Hello from Houston, Texas. Hey, Myrna, I don't know if you're going to be able to go over to the live event that we have coming up on Thursday in Houston, but Sean is going to be there live doing his live buyer presentation right on stage where he was able to close 100 transactions a year. So I don't know if you want to take that and check it out. Let's see, Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Love that area. Love that whole northeast area also. There's one from, there's Carrie. There you are, Carrie. I see you from Maine. Anybody else want to put their, we're still growing here. Any chance that the event in Texas is being recorded? It's not, Kim. I don't think it is. I'm not for sure. It's not being recorded, is it? No, it's live and it just stays live. There it is right there. If you are interested or if you're over in Austin or something, let me do something and get myself ready for sharing. I went right here. Okay, Dave, can you see this? I want to make sure everybody you can see it.
Yes.
Okay, guys, I'm going to come back to you for just a moment. Listen, we're going to get ready to go over all of this, and you might want to get a piece of paper and take some notes. I'm certainly going to make you an offer of possibly, I'll just tell you right up front, probably what I'm going to show you, especially in the economic plan that my assistant here and my partner Day created. That would be just, again, it's going to be huge. We do sell it because it just took so long to create. So you'll see it whenever you get there and can make a decision, of what you want to do and how you want to do it, and whether you'd like to, whether it's worth you purchasing it or not purchasing it. But we're going to go over all of it today and let you take a look at it because, guys, the end of our year is about here. 2025 is about done. And I'm a believer that November the 15th is the end of our year, our real estate year, because most everything that is written, or definitely if you list something after November the 15th, usually falls into January. Not everything, but most everything, okay? And it falls over into January. So that's 2026. So I'd like for us to take a look at this and say, could this be my 2026 business plan where I have the momentum rolling in, because we're in October. We got about 30 days left, 30 days, a little bit more than 30 days, 5 weeks before November the 15th hits. So I would take the next 5 weeks to roll in to 2026 and, finish strong, yes, in 2025, but really be concentrating on 2026. Over in the chat, how many of us could have done better this year? You feel like you could have done better, hit your goals better. You maybe not hit them this year, but you definitely are determined and dog determined that you're going to hit your goals for 2026 and put that out there. How many of you just fell short, or you're just a little bit short of your goals for 2025? Just throw it over there. Hey, say me, say yes. One of the things we used to say in bold whenever I was with Keller Williams, I'm with EXP now, but when I was with Keller Williams, is how you participate in here is how you participate everywhere. How you participate here is how you participate everywhere. So participate with us today so that we could see you and watch you and just have fun, with what we're about to show you. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And like I said, I hope that you, I see some of you say way off. I would assume that many of you, maybe not putting it over there or not saying, hey, if you did hit your goals, put it over there. If you exceeded your goals, put it over there. And I'm like, good for you. Maybe we should let you come on board here and tell us how you were doing it. One of the things is always it's that lead generation stuff and getting referrals and those type of things. But I do want to go ahead and let's get started. And like I said, I hope that you have a pen and paper and you could get started with me here. So let's get this show on the road. So down at the bottom, I have all these tabs, and this is just kind of, what I'm looking at here is this is a business plan. Okay. This is all the things that I'm going to show you is a business plan. Day, I don't know if you want to be seen, but or if you are right there for us, but I guess not. Okay, so when you get this, or you can create something like this, you want to take a picture or that kind of thing of this. It is called an ETA. Okay, expectation, target, and action. And I hope this thing will let me. Yeah, it will. So if next year you say, I want to do 24 transactions, or I want to do, you could change this. Like I said, if you decide to get this and say, yep, I'd like to be part of this. I'd like to be held accountable. I'd like to be all of this kind of stuff. Then, you could change this. You could put 30 as my expectation for next year, or maybe it's 48, or maybe it's 128. That's 4,000. That's like Mark Spain, 128 transactions, or man, I just want to do one a month. So you can do whatever you want there. I mean, let's just go ahead and put 30. And I want to do 30 closed transactions next year, 30 closed transactions next year. And, or maybe I tell you what, let's go with 50. I'm one of these people that, man, I always say, go big or what? Go home, right? No, don't go home. Don't go home. Go big or go bigger. Okay, go big or go bigger. I think sometimes we don't hit our goals because we don't think big, and we need to start thinking a little bit bigger. So number one, target. So now you've got your expectation. I want to do 50 closed transactions next year. That's the bottom line. So how many are you going to get from your database? And that means your sphere of influence, your top 20%, that kind of thing. If you take the MREA book, which I tell you what, I think is one of the greatest books that was written, that, what Gary Keller says is that, and it's so true, that in your top 20%, you should be getting, for every 12 people in your top 20%, you should be getting 2 closed referrals a year. 2 closed referrals a year. And then for everybody else, you should be getting 1 out of every 50. If you want to write that down, 1 out of every 50. So if the people that you're close with, it should be 12. So you just go in here and you can put whatever you want in here. Target one should be maybe your database, and you say, gosh, man, I get a lot of referrals, so I'm going to make sure that 20 of these, well, not 520, 20 of these 50 is going to come from my database. And then, yes, man, I'm ready to go after those expireds and for-sale owners. By the way, everybody, I mean, again, expireds, for-sale owners want to sell their house. We are realtors that sell houses. Woohoo! What a great match. But we just don't want to go after them. I hope that I'm going to be able to teach you and train you. I've got some people on here right now that I am helping every Monday, in getting expireds and for sale by owners. And that's just part of their business plan, part of what they're doing. And so again, for sale by and expires, for sale owner and expires. Why don't we just, put 15 out there, and just say, hey, man, I'm going to go after 15 this year. I think that's a good number. And then social media. Now, again, by the way, everybody, I am one of these people that you just got to understand. I believe in the foundational part of real estate, expired, for sale by owners, geographic area, your database. And I can help people really. And I don't think it's ever going to go away. It's never going to go away. But take a look at social media, and I'm going to kind of put a slash right here. And here's what I'm going to say. Here's the big word, right? The big 2 letters. AI. That's not going to go away, guys. It's only going to get bigger and better. And, for me, just so you know, I have partnered with probably the biggest guru of AI and social media and real estate that there is in the world. I have partnered with him in my partnership over here at EXP. And I can tell you right now, he is the guru. And so, again, so social media and AI is going to be big. It is big. And you got to plan for that, and you got to have a business, and you got to know this. And so I'm going to put on here, let's see, we got 35. I'm going to say 5 will come from that, or maybe 10. Let me just put 10 in here from social media. And then what I did is I just threw in a geographic area. There's a whole lot more stuff. You could put open houses on here. Target 5 is open houses, those type of things. But let's just say you're going to take on a neighborhood and you're going to grab 5 out of that. And like I said, I could put target 5 down here. I could do open houses. It could be other things. You could do businesses, right? You could go after businesses to get referrals from them. So whatever it is, you could just put these in here. Now, what you got to do is underneath here, okay, is your action plans to it. So you got to stop and say, okay, I got my database. I want to get 20 transactions from there. I got 4 sub owners and expireds. I want to get 15 transactions, social media 10, geographic 5. And so now what are the 4 or 5 action plans that you are going to do? Okay. What are the 4 or 5 action plans that's going to happen? And then and I don't know if you have a team or that kind of thing. Over here, you could say, well, this person is going to do that. Maybe you have a buyer's agent, right? Or maybe you have a listing agent. Maybe you have a transaction coordinator. Some different things could be done by somebody else. And is it on a weekly basis? Are you going to put a date? I'm going to have this done by that time. Is it on a daily basis? What is it? I'm going to make my calls between, I got a good friend, his name's Omar, and he lead generates from 9 to 12. Now he does big business also, but you can't hardly get him from 9 to 12. It has to be somewhat of an emergency from 9 to 12 every day, 9 to 12. He lead generates. I don't know if people are going to do 3 hours anymore. If you do, you're just going to accelerate faster than everyone else. But the bottom line is that you should be doing 1 hour, 2 hours, of lead generation every single day. And I would say even one of my expectations down here, or one of my not expectations, target is and you can put it right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Target, the little thing right here, and ready for this? Hire a coach, and to help you, hold you accountable, help you do some things, and again, Sometimes it's just a matter of being held a little bit of accountability that you're going to be able to, do all these things up here, right? So we got that. I mean, this is kind of the big one. Okay, this is a big one right here. The ETA. Okay, by the way, you got to stay on here to see this economic plan. Let me just tease you a minute. Look at this thing. Woo! Yep. I mean, they put that together, and it just is incredible. So anyway, back to this. This is your, meat and potatoes. This is what you're going to go after. These are kind of your goals and what you're going to do. Now, I do have this I put in here just to show you, because this could be, now for you that are Keller Williams, this is the old 411. We call it something just a little bit different. We have your task, for week one, we call it the ETA, habit tracker, that type of thing, ATA, that's what we try. And so accountability, that's what it is. You put your annual expectations up here, and then you put what you're going to do every month, the task, who's going to do it, when it's going to be done, and then what are you going to do each week in that month? What are you going to do each week and month? Now, over here to the right, I put some things down here, and you've maybe seen this before. Write it down, take a picture of it if you want to. But you got to hit probably all your personal categories, spiritual and physical health, your personal life, what are those goals? What are those things? Key relationships, your job, your business, your finances, all these type of things. But I'm just saying to you, this is your workhorse right here. You look at that all the time and say, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Am I doing all the things? Now, this is a fun one right here. So we go back here and we say we're going to do 50 closed transactions. So let me kind of put this right here. And by the way, I want you to see this bottom number right here. When I get to here, you can see it right here, listings needed. So we're going to see what it is. I'm going to change the number up here to 50 and just show you how this works. You can change everything in the yellow. If you decide to get this, all this stuff, you can change everything in the yellow, okay? And so 50, there's that. And it will begin to calculate itself. Now watch down here. Now we're going to change. We might change something here, here, and here. We might not. But let's take a look at this real quick. It's going to change, boom, 7. Okay. Now, what does that mean? Well, first of all, I got to have 55 because probably 10% are going to fall out. It's already calculated that in there. What I did is I put in here that 60% of your business will be listings that you close. So a little bit higher than the buyers. If you put 75 here and say, okay, no 75 are going to be listings. I'm telling you that now. Watch this number go down. Boom. No, I'm sorry, it goes up because of 75. I'm sorry, that was 60, goes down. You're going to need 9. But you're like, no. I'm kind of buyer heavy, but I want to get into the listings. So it's going to probably be 40% listings, and then 60% are going to be buyers. Well, watch this thing go down. Boom. Now you need about 5. Now, I'll tell you what that is in just a couple of minutes. So let's just kind of keep it at that right now. Well, I tell you what, let's even do better, 50-50. Okay, going to need 6 listings. Now, what do you mean 6 listings? Okay, what percentage of your listings sell? Right now, it's down, okay? Right now, it's down. It's going to go back up. Guys, our business is an ebb and flow. I've been in for 37 years, and I have seen things go up and down and up and down and up and down. Okay, we're on a somewhat of a down market right now, but just give it time. Interest rates are going to start coming down, and we're going to see. I think we're going to see some big booms by the end of next year, middle of next year, something on that line. But again, probably this is not. At one time there, if you've been in the business for a little bit, you saw this. 90% were selling, 95% were selling. I think it's probably more like 75, maybe even less right now. But let's just say 75. I think the days on the market might be longer. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. I'm going to come off this so I can see it real quick. Be right back with this. Over in the chat room, just to see what this looks like. Days on the market. If you have listings, what are your average days on the market, like in your MLS or something on that line? Could you throw that over there real quick? And let me see if 60 is close or if it's higher or lower. Could you throw that over there? 65. There you go, Becky. Thank you for that. Yeah, so 60 is close on with you. Anybody else, guys, that you can push over there so I can kind of see? No? You're not going to work with me? You trying to get there? All right. I'll go with 60 then. If you're not going to participate, that's fine. Oh, let me get back to sharing. All right. So back over here, I'm going to keep 60 right there. Just know this, if it was 90, watch this. I mean, watch this number change. Boom, back up to 9. But if it's 60, it goes back down. It goes down to 6. So what is this 6 right here? It means that, and numbers, these numbers aren't going to lie, because if 50% of your 50 closed transactions is going to be listings sold, if that was true, if that is true, and it hits that, and 75% sell, if that number is true, and 60 days on the market, that number is true. If those numbers are true, and you can play with them with whatever your area is, then I can tell you right now, you got to have 6 listings in your inventory every month at all times for the whole year. For the whole year, you got to have 6 in your inventory all year long. Okay. So in other words, if you have 6 right now, and I probably wouldn't, I'd probably separate. I may have 2 of these, one for land and one for residential houses, just because I think land takes a little bit longer. And so it might skew the numbers just a little bit. But anyway, if you have 6, if you need 6, that means you got to have 6 at all times in there. So if you go out there and you sell 2 in a month, you got to get out there and list 2 right away. Okay. Before the next month hits, because you got to have 6 in your inventory all year long. And if you have 6 in your inventory all year long, and these numbers in the yellow are correct, you will hit your goal of 50. You will hit it as long as you hit the buyer side. Okay. So if you like that, I mean, take this. Okay. Now what we have given you is a tracking device. Okay. Is a tracking device. So you got to have 6. If you see that, it brought that number over right here to right here. Listings needed. Now, if you take a look at all of this right here, this is all listings in the white right here. And you can just put right here and say, okay, from today is the 7th, from 7 to well, let's just do 10/14. We'll do it by the week. I mean, right? And you just put in here, how many hours did you have? And this is going to calculate it, for you. It's going to calculate it right here for you. Okay. So just keep that in mind. So if I go up here and I say, okay, over the last week, I did 10 hours of lead generation, contacts made. I was able to contact 6 people, talk to the, probably more than that. 12 people I was able to talk to. I got 4 new listing appointments. Man, I got 2 contracts. I have 3 active listings. I didn't get any price reduction, so I put a 0 there. Under contract for listings, I've got 1, and total pending listings, I've got 4, and closings year to date. Let's just say I'm down the road just a little bit, and I've got 20 closings year to date. No. That's just listings. Let's say I've got 10. Okay. Well, take a look at what it's done for you down here. Okay. Contacts per hour. You get for every 1.2 hours, you do get a contact. Contacts to listing appointment is 3. Listing appointment to listing contracts is 50%, and contracts to listing contract is 6. And so you can do the same thing with the buyers over here. I won't bore you with it, but you can do the same thing with the buyers. Okay. So that's your tracking device. And it kind of tells you if you really do your tracking, shoot, man, by the end of the year, by I'll say 6 months or from now, you'll be able to predict your business because it's calculating everything for you. You'll be able to know exactly how many contacts you get per hour, and contacts to a listing appointment, a listing appointment to a contract, and contract to, you get it? I hope you get that. And then I just, we threw this in here. This is your perfect week. By the way, this is dollar productive things, hopefully that's like your lead generation time. You might, open house might be a thing, things I should delegate. You can put them in that color, down here. Maybe I should delegate different things. This is just a calendar, a perfect week schedule. I've got some people that I have coached that they fill in every little blank, every little thing, with the gym, taking a nap. No, I'm just kidding. But every little part right there, personal and family time, they make sure they live by their schedule. They live by their schedule. And then here's the big one, that took just a little bit. And I put this over here. This is the budget model and the economic model. All right. And I wanted to show you. And here's what I want you to take a look at. I want you to watch these numbers down here, because whenever I'm done, it's going to tell you monthly and weekly how many appointments you've got to go on. How many buyers sold, how many buyer listings taken, and how many buyer listing appointments that you've got to go on to get that. Now, it's going to be different for everybody. So everything in the blue that you can see, okay, is you could change. Your average sales price, you could change. Your commission, you can change. You can change this, and it will do it for you. If you have 70%. For sellers, it will automatically make the buyers 30%. See what I'm saying? So if I'm 50-50, it goes back to 50-50. Now, a commission, for listing or buyer might be different. It won't, if you change that, it won't change this. Same thing with maybe my average sales price for sellers is $350, but it's 400 over here. And see, it won't change that over there, just this part right up here. Okay. And so then you got conversion rate. What is your conversion rates? And so I just threw some in here that if I go on a listing appointment, I'm going to get 50% seller listings taken, and 90% are going to sell. Maybe I change that now to 75% are selling, and I'm going to get 40% of what I go out on, maybe not 50%, that kind of thing. Over here, conversion rate, you get an appointment with a buyer, 80% conversion rate to getting them to sign a buyer agency agreement, and then however many buyer agency agreements, 35% are going to turn into buyers. Again, definitely could be a whole different ball game. But how do you get started? Now, again, I've already figured out percentages wise as far as expenses go, and also taxes. Okay, so what this number, net income after taxes, that's what's going to be right here. Here's what I'm going to bring home. After taxes and everything, this is what I'm going to bring home. Now, you'll see right here, net income before taxes. And so, but you have to do your budget model first. So this is what you go over here to the budget, and it will begin to plug in to the economic. Okay, so let's just say annual household expenses. Let's just say you need $10,000 a month. Okay, so you need $120,000. Now, watch this. It's going to go right here, 120. You're going to see that go right here, and boom. Okay. So there it is. All of a sudden, you start seeing these numbers down here fill in. And you're like, oh, wow. Okay, so I got to go on 4 listing appointments, to be able to get to that 50% of what I need to get 12 sellers sold. I've got to go on 4 listing appointments a month. I got to go on 4 buyers appointments a month to get 11 buyers sold, that type of thing. Okay, so let me keep going over here. Let's just say we have some travel expenses of $20,000. Let's say we want to save a little bit, $20,000. You can see this still going up right here, right? And let's say I got some debt, $10,000. And so next thing you know, you're sitting at 170,000. Okay. That's what I got to have after taxes, everything, to take care of my family and that kind of stuff. Now you could put over here, 10% and, probably 10% here. And it will begin to change some things over here as you do that. However, let's take a look at what we've got now. If you want $170,000 net after taxes, 283 before taxes, then, and you're 50-50, that kind of thing. Well, here's the deal. You've got to go on 2 seller listing appointments a week, and you got to take 1 listing, right? And you got to sell 1. So this is your monthly one. This is what you got to do every month. Now, again, you can, if you change anything, for example, I'm going to change this to 40%, and it's going to be sellers and 60% will be buyers. Well, watch these numbers change. Now it's 4 and 6. See how this went up from 5 to 6, and this went down from 5 to 4 because you made this 40%. If these conversion rates were different, then it's going to change the numbers down here. But the bottom line is, if you just put in there, do your budget model, take this, it will put it in the economic model. And if you just follow this down here, you're golden. You just follow it. And that's what you got to have. And then what I did with the rest of this is I did this, you've seen this before, probably in many books, for habit. I just put it in here so that you could take it like 60, this takes 66 days to make a habit. I think they're even different now. This is kind of an old one, but you can just take this and then you can just delete it for every day that you do it, right? And then this is a daily accountability of what you have done and how many calls you made and all these type of things. So it's all right here for you, that from, let me just reiterate, this is your business plan. This is kind of your weekly kind of plan. This is your listings needed. This is your reporting. This is your perfect week. This is your economic plan. This is your habit plan. And this is your daily accountability. So that's what I've got for you. Okay. That's what I've got. And thank you, Kim, for that. Now, again, so that's what I have. That's I don't know if you have any questions you want to put over into the chat. You can't interact right now, other than through the chat. So if you have any questions, I can certainly tell you what it's going to cost and what you can do to be able to get this. And I don't mind doing that now. The bottom line, it normally costs somewhere right around a couple $100 to get all of this stuff and send it to you so that you have it. But here's what I would like to do from now till Sunday. I have a coaching program called the Listing Machine, and I've made it very, very affordable. There's several people that are on here right now. I see Kim and Carrie, and there's several people that are in this Listing Machine. And what I do is I help you list expireds and for sale by owners. And so if you are interested in something like that, and you would like to do that, it usually could, that usually costs $200, but I brought it down till Sunday at $99. Okay, $99. There's no contract. It's $99, and you'll receive everything that I just showed you. Plus, every Monday at noontime Eastern, I know sometimes, I think Kim and Brandy and a few people are in California, so they got to get up at 9 o'clock. We role play. We actually do, lead generation, those type of things for expired and for sub owners. And we're getting traction. We're really getting some things happening. You need to get your listing inventory up. Okay. So if you are interested, I think that Day has just put that over there. If you want to grab a hold of that, hit it. And then you will get everything that I showed you along with the coaching program. Like I said, you can quit in a month if you want to. You can quit in a year if you want to, in 6 months if you want to. But you'll have your business plan. And yes, thank you, Dave. I will do a one-on-one business planning session with you to go over all of this also. Okay. So that's what I've got to offer you. I hope you don't mind. We will be sending you, if you don't join, we'll just remind you about it. That it's $99 till Sunday night, and it's going to be great. And you get your business plan all done for you right there in a neat package. Okay. So any quick questions before I leave? Anybody have anything they'd like to say? I hope this has been beneficial to you. I hope it at least has made you aware and you have some awareness around it. But you get two nice things. And that is you get coaching and you also get your business planning and economic plan. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. I hope that you will grab that and join. And I will talk to you soon. Okay. Thank you.